It's a beautiful day in room 211, a beautiful day for a poet. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a poetful day in this cafe wood, a poetful day for a cafe. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my poet? Hey poets, and welcome to Poetry Cafe Live. This year, the Echo is celebrating 10 years of supporting student artists and writers at Steinbrenner High School. We're really excited to share a lot of writing, poetry, songs, and so much more with you tonight. But first, I'd like to remind you all to go to savetheecho.com to continue supporting our organization through this tough year. We have some really amazing products over there that you're gonna love if you love the Echo. Bear with us, this is our first live stream, so there may be a few technical difficulties, but we're figuring it out. We're really excited to bring you along for the ride, and we're ready. I think this is gonna be a really great stream. So thank you all for tuning in. We're really excited for this. And our first performer tonight is the Echo's own Jaeda Solon. Nope, just kidding. We're selling some t-shirts. We're gonna sell some t-shirts. We're selling some t-shirts. They're yelling at me. We just want to let you know that we're selling t-shirts and magazines on savetheecho.com. So go check that out. But our first performer tonight is not Jaeda Solon. It's Sarah Smithey. So Sarah Smithey.
Hello. I'm performing a slam poem called Early Morning. My eyes are open, but I'm still asleep. I'm rocked by the bumps in the asphalt street, the curves of the road that guide me along down a path taking me where I belong. The morning's still dark as I drive alone on an empty road that's all my own. The quiet in its peace is chilling to hear, but I'm free in knowing that no one's near. Where the passing street lights fly by in a blur, I don't know what it is I search for. When reality is unchecked and time doesn't exist, I see something appear out in the midst. The sun coming up just over the horizon, outshining the stars on the belt of Orion. The dark purple abyss melting to blue, across the sky Apollo rides with his crew. The clouds that blush with orange and pink, stare too long and you'll forget to blink. The morning begins as the rooster crows, people arise from the sun aglow. My long empty road is beginning to fill of workers trying to pay their bills. Another day, another way, another heartache. My eyes are closed, but I'm wide awake. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That was a beautiful poem. Thank you for sharing. I just want you guys to all know that we're watching the chat, so if you have praise or comments in the chat, we want to hear it. Share them in the chat, and our wonderful chat readers back here will come let me know, and we'll talk about it. We'll have a conversation about the wonderful writing and music that we're going to hear tonight. So make sure and tell us how you're feeling in the chat. Also, if you have any suggestions for things that I should do, put them in the chat, and we'll look and we'll see if it's something we can pull off. So thank you so much, Sarah. That was a beautiful poem once again. And now, up to Jaeda Solon, who is our second poet tonight. She came in third at Poetry Jam this fall, and she's a member of the Echo, a sophomore, and a tiny, spunky powerhouse. Take it away, Jaeda.
We sleep soundly through a romantic apocalypse. Dreams and vision of a future never coming descend upon us like wolves on our final night, alive and in love. We were drunk with the moment as it ran away from us as we watched its retreat and did not follow. The world was ending, and when it did, everything was more beautiful. Everything was more beautiful because it was doomed. The marrow of your bones sweeter because it was the last sugared thing to touch my mouth before ash overcame it. Gorgeous because it was brief. When you touched me for the last time, I was broken apart by the grief and impossible joy of it. In all my musings of the finality of this moment, I had sworn I would not beg for my life, but here I am on my knees for you in a rushed repentance at the end of the world. The world was ending, and it was an unfairly lovely affair. The sky became an abysmal painting of dripping honey and butter melting from the canvas, which I ran my hands through, blending all the blackberry nights, the bitter mornings, days where I cried and it sounded like laughter, sunbursting skies where I bled ecstasy and the thrill of being under, running my fingers through it until I tasted its sweetness, until I was the sweetness of a million days that followed after I had gone, after I was elbow deep in every collision course miracle that added up to my being here. The world was ending, breaking apart and detaching from the shape of itself, becoming the dust we watched dance on sunbeams that filtered through classroom windows as we watched it and detached from our bodies from the shape of reality. The world was ending and we were all on the edge. We were all on the coast of an almost, watching our corpses sailing off in their little funeral rowboats, sailing to an almost. We were all dangling from the last existing cliffside as it became bubbles beneath us, too soft, too insubstantial, too thin to support the weight of lives we lived and the million of lives that we never took the leads in. We were all hanging onto that intangible foam and the world was ending and we did not fall, but flew. Living is to fall. Ending is to finally catch the air between your fingertips, to hold onto it, to finally be able to hold on. We became bubbles. We became dust dancing in the sunlight. We were dandelion seeds and butterflies and confetti cast into the air, our bodies comets and tragic celestial figures. Watch us and don't blink, don't look away from this. You'll never see us again. You'll never see aching and violence, rage and humanity, so human, become beauty and fall away to laughter. Watch us. Like bright burning fireworks spark in the night, swallowed by winter, a sprout of green consumed by snow. Observe as an infinity of voices all cry out in one instant, insistent. They call into the dark. They scream from the cliffside. We were here.
All right, Jaeda. Oh my God, that was amazing. I love hearing Jaeda's poetry. Whenever we can hear it, we love listening to Jaeda. Everyone at home and in the chat, fill the chat with some praise. Here, let's just snap it up. It's great that we can have some people here to make these snaps real, but I hope you're snapping along at home, even if that feels a little weird. Speaking of weird, it's a bit weird to follow that up with what we're about to do next, but we have a request in the chat to see how many of these hats I can fit on my head. If you've ever been in room 211, you know that the wall is filled with hats like these. So we're gonna see how many we can fit on my head now, because that's the thing that we do here. SaveTheEcho.com, everyone. Emma, can you help me? Can you help me see how many of these I can put on my head? Lovely assistant Emma. Hi everyone. Okay. First, I mean, we have this.
Okay,
Let's take some time to appreciate each hat.
Yeah. We got number one.
Number one.
This is number two.
Number two. Shar, we can hear you.
Gonna make sure keep that on there.
Yeah. Get it real tight. Like, pack it in.
Yeah, just
pack it in.
Yeah.
Can you guys see the top? Elkie will make sure you can see.
Sort of.
Okay. Elkie, keep tilting it up if you need to.
That's three.
Three?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I can't touch it, right?
Yeah.
Elkie, twist
Number
it.
three.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Other way.
Oh, this is a tough one. Okay.
Oh.
This is four.
Four. Oh.
This is either gonna give me COVID or lice. I can't tell which one.
Oh, no.
What's gone? We've reached three.
So three is our record.
Was it?
Hold on, do we need a different base?
Yeah, we need a different base. That one's it's too difficult.
Hey!
This is a nice one. We can just.
This is a good one?
There we go.
This is a good hat?
There
Are
we
you
go.
enjoying this quality content? Let us know in the chat!
Yeah, there we go.
We do have more performers for you tonight, but we just really want to incorporate your suggestions. So, who suggested this in the chat?
Emily Molesky.
Emily Molesky, thank you for your suggestion.
Oh my god, I want that.
Please donate.
Oh, that's four.
That's four. That is four.
I'm not gonna breathe.
At number five.
Really squishing them. Oh no.
That's like a top
This is number six. This is number six.
Nathan, I don't need your negative energy.
Six.
Six. We've reached six. Oh god. Oh no. Okay.
Halfway up in.
Jacob Collier, who?
Seven. No. Stay.
Oh, seven!
We're just gonna keep going till we fail now. That's kind of
Okay.
depressing.
Hats on hats. What number? 8? Is this 8? Ah!
8.
We're losing them.
Just to be clear, this is not us filling time. This is what we plan to do right now.
If you move, I'll kill you. Okay.
You host.
Christmas theme. This is 9, I believe. And now, Oh. This one's a squeezer. Okay.
Vona's running around like a madman right now.
We have 10.
As I'm sitting as still as possible. Getting,
Jenga!
Yes,
Jenga! Wait, Max was 10.
Uno. Wow, how many?
we got 10!
10!
Hey, put some love in the chat for Emma for helping out with that. Great job, Emma. Thank you so much. Snaps for Emma. Are we ready? We ready to keep going? All right. So Dylon Martin is up next with his musical performance, our first musical performance of the night. Dylon is also an Echo staff member when he feels like it. And his piece is titled Kickin' Chickin. Dylon?
What?
Wait, what did that chicken do to you? That was bad. Vona made me say it. Vona's controlling me. Actually, he's the puppet master here. I'm actually a ventriloquist, and you should be concerned about the way that I'm being controlled.
Don't ask where my hand is.
Yeah, exactly. That's the joke I was trying to make. Don't ask where his hand is. I don't know if you could hear him. Yeah. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, and let's be honest, you are. Put your money where your web browser is, and head over to savetheecho.com. There's some really, really so simple instructions there that you can follow and give us money because we need it. We really, really need it. Actually, we need it. Okay, so next up is Don Miguel with his piece titled Crows, which is very appropriate for Black History Month. We're going to go there in just a minute, though. First, I want to talk to you a little more about SaveTheEcho.com. SaveTheEcho.com is your one-stop...
We've had a call-in from Miss
hold
Lexi.
on. We don't need Save the Echo because we have
a call-in, and Miss Lexi has agreed to donate if Evan can do a handstand.
I don't know if you could hear that, but Miss Lexi, former Econian, has said that she's going to donate if I can do a handstand. Can someone help me over here?
I got you.
We're going to ask one of our...
Nathan Prey's going to spot me. I don't know if I'm going to succeed,
You got this.
but we're going to try because this is the Echo.
Evan, do it that way so
Alright,
you don't
get on all
any
fours.
of us
Okay,
on
get
it.
on all fours. Ready? Does that count, Lexi? Please, we're serious. We need money. We need money.
His butt was so close to me.
I don't know if you heard that. He just said his butt was so close to me.
I loved it.
If that doesn't get you to donate, I don't know what will, ladies and gentlemen.
I just had a smile.
Thank you for that suggestion. Am I in the right spot? Who cares? Thank you for that. If you have suggestions for things I can do that can be put on a school YouTube channel for money, put them in the chat, and I'll probably end up doing it. Because I don't care. Or no, I do care a lot about the echo. Okay, we read. Nope. Which I hope you also do, because if you do, you could go to savetheecho.com.
So Evan, what
Yes.
dance would you have done to Kickin Chickin?
What dance would I have done to Kickin? I can give you a little demonstration.
Give us a demonstration.
We could do some of this. I could kick that chicken.
This is the worst public access TV show.
Yeah, this really is. We're still working out some kinks, and not the kind that we're supposed to support. Alright, next up is Don Miguel with his piece Crows, which is very appropriate for Black History Month. Listen closely.
Is it on? Alright. Once upon a time, there were a murder of crows who lived in a big forest they were put in by a mighty bald eagle. Centuries long ago, their ancestors were sold off by their fellow crows, taken from their land across the sea, and were forced to toil in the forests of the eagles to build their nests and take care of their young. The forest was equal parts thorny bramble and shadowy leaf, and tall wood and harsh voices. Voices that blew like the winds of hurricanes into the souls and bloodlines of all who lived within the forest. Crows got the worst of it. The voices never stopped, from the egg to the grave. From their parents, they were taught to be shepherds and saints, but the voices taught them to be thugs and thieves. And the bald eagle's laws kept them low and punished them for being low. And the bald eagles made money from it, keeping them in cages. The bald eagles told them day in and day out that real crows toted guns and sold dope and die young and danced like monkeys and sing about it. One fed into the other. Because they were crows, they were criminals. The eldest of the crows succumbed to the voices of the wind. They were told that to be real crows and feed their impoverished families, they had to lie and cheat and steal. So they did. The wind broke their wings and bound their feet. Poor bastards don't even know that they're still stuck in a rut. Short life and a merry one. The eagles got their gold and the eagles got their songs. Because they were crows, they were criminals. The middle children heeded the voices of their mothers and fathers. They were told that by following peace, they would find a better future. They were killed in their own nests in no-knock raids, because freedom never knocks, it rings. Eagles got their blood and the eagles got their soil. Because they were crows, they were criminals. But the littlest crows listened to themselves, their own voices. The other voices meant little to them. The old ways have failed them, all of them. Far from the others, they drew closer to the truth. It was up to them and them alone what they would be. And as they saw this truth, they cried out into the walls of wind with unrelenting force. Winds were silenced, and so they were free at last. Because they were their own, they would never be slaves to anybody ever again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Don Miguel. That's a really powerful piece that we all need to be thinking about and listening to right now. But first, after taking a moment to reflect and leaving some comments in the chat for our wonderful chat members, we're going to check in with the phone lines and see how the fundraiser's going.
Whoa, whoa, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Echo Telethon, and the bananas are just ringing off the vines. Thank you for all your donations. We only need 7,900 more donations of 12 cents to meet our fundraising goal and be able to, what do we do again? What's the thing that we do? Membership campaign, and it's just because of viewers like you that we can make this happen, not because of me. I don't have any money.
All right. Well, thank you to our esteemed advisor. There's nothing like seeing a grown man completely in control of his emotions. Next up, we have Alonzo's most eligible bachelor, Mr. Jaden Waz, performing.
Why is it your school? Why am I always in the wrong? Why do I have to listen to you when you have zero to say? Because I'm young? All my life I've been young, so I never get a turn? This place is lost, if you ask me. You're lost, but everyone talks to me like I'm the one. I should change. Why should I change? I never even got to find out who I am, and you want me to change? That's crazy. You tell me I'm bad before I even get to be anything. What is that? Original sin or something? Well, I read Plato. I read him on a park bench in the Bronx. And let me tell you something. Plato wasn't afraid. Diogenes wasn't afraid. Socrates wasn't afraid of anything. They are men. Why do I have to listen to you when you have zero to say? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jaden. We really appreciate you performing tonight, and we appreciate all our performers and all of our viewers. So thank you, Jaden. Watch Jaden on his journey to Broadway. Next up, our esteemed advisor, Generic Vona, performing a piece that he wrote.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm so excited to have everybody here and be doing Poetry Cafe. That telethon guy, man, he's got to chill out. He's got to relax a little bit. I'm going to be performing a piece that I wrote for my wife, Emily Vona Kelly. This poem is titled Incarnation. Dramatic pause. I'm looking for questions among trees that stand like exclamation marks. Among these public park cypress that fantasize about being a forest. I wander from hammock to wetland, boardwalk to canopy, past cell phone conversations, pretending to be nature hikes, past the joggers and the black racers that scare the joggers, until I find an unmarked trail and wander to a clearing. Finally, I cannot hear people. Finally, I can hear the trees sway. And for no reason at all, I recall that my wife would like to be reincarnated as a grizzly bear. Her love of sleep and sushi transforming her into a creature that hibernates and eats raw salmon. The other night over nigiri, she asked me, what animal would you come back as? Sensing some inequality in our encyclopedias of each other, I responded, a male grizzly bear. Maybe as a bird, I could at last appreciate the silent sway of the trees, but I'm afraid of heights. My desire for solitude makes me think lone wolf, but I think I lack certain predatory instincts. And somehow, this seems more emo an answer than cat. I've always admired dogs' ability to not care about anything, but I'm not one for leashes. I like mushrooms, but truffle pig seems like a dumb answer. I briefly consider aquatic creatures, perhaps a squirrel. I can stroll through the whole child's alphabet of zoo animals and find only my own phobias, my hesitations, my doubts. So you be a bear, standing like an answer in the river, and I'll be the question, swaying like an unbothered tree.
Thank you, Big Papa Bear. All right. All right. Next up, we have Echo alum Ozzy with their poem, Pink and Blue.
Oh, okay. Hey, can you guys see me? Okay. All right, cool. Cool. Okay, hi. I have a really short poem to share with everyone. I was in the the Echo last year, and I figured, hey, why not show something, I don't know, to present. And for once, I didn't write a depressing poem that pulls people, into the bitter swirls of sadness and despair. So this one is actually a positive one. It doesn't take too long, and I will go ahead and get started with that. So this poem is called Pink and Blue. I used to relate with factories and nuclear power plants. I used to relate to their outputs, the chimneys and towers that billowed black dust and smoke and steam. I thought that was me. A puff of ash, a blast of soot and grain thick like TV static, decanting through clouds like oil and water. The bleached beige of smokestacks and coolant towers matched the paint on my walls and tiles on the floor. The curtains coated and clogged my windows like cold frost. I was the product of a failed nuclear family. The weight of unuttered words sinking to the bottom of our house like fuel rods. But I'm not the smog of a meltdown. I'm tufts of softness like tender wool, still soft, still vulnerable to fall apart and tear. But I am not a breath in winter, a bloom as easily forgotten as a blink. I'm a puff of paint and sugar. I live to drip honey in your ears and dust nectar on your tongues and melt away with your smile. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ozzy. That was a great poem. Really appreciate you. So I want to check in with our chat people. What's going on in the chat? What's going on?
They want cartwheels.
They want cartwheels.
They want what? They want cartwheels.
They think Ozzy's performance was great.
They think Ozzy's performance was great. The chat thinks your performance was great, Ozzy.
They also think you're pretty.
They think you're very pretty.
They think I'm very pretty. Thank you.
No, not you, Ozzy.
Oh,
Cartwheel crew coming in.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this cartwheel happen. You ready?
Oh, now I'm doing cartwheels. Okay, are we leaving that there? I don't want to move. Okay. Hi, everyone.
I believe a cartwheel goes like this, right? So go. Yep. Here we go. And then legs. Yeah.
Arm. We did it! I'm only slightly broken.
Yay! Cartwheel crew!
Yeah! Cartwheel crew!
Cartwheel crew! Woo!
Who requested that?
It was everyone.
Who?
A lot of people.
A lot of
It
people.
was unanimous.
Unanimous consent. Great. I'm glad we have such a supportive chat. Thank you for commenting in the chat. We are listening. And doing, I guess. Oh. Okay, well, next up, on a very different note, we have Julianna Parisi with stand-up Commie-dy. Julianna won crowd favorite last year at Talent Show. Take it away, Julianna.
Hi. Okay. I don't know if everyone can see me, but I'm very excited to be here. I hope everyone's having a fun time, because I'm not, unfortunately. Due to COVID, I have not been able to go outside in the past 5 years. So I bet you could tell that my vitamin D levels are ruined. And I guess an adverse side effect of this is that I have begun to see a bat in my bathroom mirror. And let me tell you, that month, he is pissed. He goes on and on. He's like, Julianna, you need to go outside. You need to get vitamin D. And I'm like, dude, you're a bat. You shouldn't be able to talk to me. We have fun. But I am very excited to be here. I'm performing my own original stand-up comedy routine. This is actually, a really big deal for me, because the last time I performed stand-up comedy, I won an award, and I haven't heard anything about trophies. So fingers crossed that you guys are going to be paying me my fee of 100,000 solid gold bars. And I just want to preface that I understand that some people don't like comedy and they don't like to laugh. And me and the other people in the biz, we call those people poets. And just as a heads up for the poetry people here tonight, maybe be funny instead of sad and you would win some awards. I am excited to be here. And I think that during COVID, we have all really found really, true parts of ourselves and discovered new things about ourselves. Like I had discovered that I really, really, really like politics. And I really think that everyone should be involved in politics. I think everybody should understand politics. I think that's super, super important. And I think I know a lot. I definitely know more than people that disagree with me because I have read political theory. And if you don't know what political theory is, you should definitely learn. And if you do know what it is, go to therapy. Please, for the love of God, go to therapy and never procreate. You should not be able to have children. And I will also say that I will not be getting directly into my political opinions because I don't want to be taken out by the CIA. But I can say a few things. For one, just my ideas are kind of out of the mainstream. You feel, if they're kind of mainstream. I guess you could say that I'm smart enough to keep tape over my webcam. I guess you could say there are federal agents looking for me. And that really makes me wonder, I wonder what they're doing, right? Probably something silly. You know how federal agents are. They're always doing something silly. But I will also say that I really, really, really hope that all libertarians get waterboarded by their stupid snake mascot. And if you don't know what a libertarian is, those are the people that carry around that big yellow flag that says, "Don't tread on me," and there's like a snake. But in reality, the snake should be saying, "Please, for the love of God, tread on me. My dad never gave me enough love as a child. Oh, woe is me." And the worst part about libertarianism is that it has been taken over by non-libertarians. I can kind of understand, and I can't understand it, but I can kind of respect your opinion to the slightest degree when I know that you got to that political ideology by having your head hit in the back of the head with a crowbar and then forced to follow the snake god that all libertarians must follow. And also use 3-in-1 shampoo for some reason. All libertarians use 3-in-1 shampoo. And if you say, "I'm a libertarian, I don't use 3-in-1 shampoo," first off, get better soon. And second of all, I have some news for you, buddy. I also think that philosophy is important. I think that everybody should follow some philosophy. I personally follow the philosophy that embracing degeneracy is very important. And I believe this because I'm thinking about getting re-involved in theater. And I know the theater kids here can, remind all of you that you have to be a degenerate to be in theater. Jaden Waz, you would know. And I just want to say that if any of you, are upset about me making fun of other people's political ideologies, I just want you to say that I don't care. And if you have anything to say about it, I will make fun of you. And you know what? During COVID, I think we've all just heard really just okay, we can't go out. Most people have lost their jobs. And I was like, you know what? I want money. I want to be able to go and I want to buy things. And so I was like, I want the exhilarating rush of getting COVID for $12 an hour. So I submitted my resume to Publix. And I know that some people here work at Publix. And again, I hope you get better soon. But when I was submitting my application and I was standing in my female girl boss pose and I said, "Publix, I'm going to make you my bitch." And I almost did. I really did. And I was submitting my social security number, which come on, Publix, buy me dinner first if you're going to get so personal. And I was submitting my social security number and it said it was already in use. So I did the logical thing. I bought a gun. And with that gun, I went on a 3-month spiritual journey. And I was like, I have to find myself, also learn how to use the gun. And I ended up going to the back rooms of Publix and I shot my clone. So now I am the only one. Or am I? But I called Publix up and I was like, "Hey guys, am I the only one with my social security number?" And they're like, "We see it's been handled." And I'm like, what? I don't like that answer. And second off, they didn't even hire me. That is so embarrassing that I had to kill someone and they didn't even hire me. And I now have to live my life now that there's somebody out there with my 100,000
Hey, so I guess we thought you were joking about the feds, but they got us. So thank you, Julianna Parisi, for taking that webcam tape off your computer and performing for us. I just want to clarify something. As a proud Publix owner, aka employee, I'd like to say that we start at $10.25 an hour, not 12. Thank you, Julianna, once again. And we'd just like to say that the Echo has no opinions on anything, ever. Ever. Except the fact that you should go to savetheecho.com and donate money. Oh, is there something I should know about going on in the chat?
No, we're just agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
We're like your Greek chorus.
I got it.
The drama.
Well, how's the chat doing? Are we getting the chat back?
We have a request from Emma Elkins.
We have a request from Emma Elkins. Hi, Emma Elkins.
She said, have Evan do the renegade.
That's like the TikTok thing, right? Emma wants me to do the renegade.
They grow up so fast.
That's TikTok, right?
Yes, TikTok.
Okay, well, I don't know anything about TikTok.
So let's
the Echo has a TikTok, but and Shar's the one who runs it. Shar, come here. Hi, Shar. Do you know how to do the renegade?
I kind of do. I think I can teach you guys if you really.
Oh, we're gonna do a tutorial. All right.
Okay, guys. So first.
Hi.
Okay, so first you're gonna start off and you're gonna go whoa.
Oh my god.
Clap.
Oh no.
With clap. Back up. And then you're gonna go.
It's easy, guys.
Snap. Forward. Side. Sideways. And then one.
Oh god.
And then one. Punch. Whoa. Around.
A lot of steps.
Right hook.
Down.
Can we just do like an abbreviated version?
Yeah, and then we'll go whoa.
Whoa.
And then you're done.
Yay, we did it! We did the renegade. Are you happy, Emma Elkins? Give us money if you are. Speaking of, I mean, I know we just got a little silly. After the feds came and got us, we had to get a little silly, you know. But now it's time to get serious again, because this is serious, right?
Definitely.
This is serious. Every 211 seconds, an Echo member dies because. I'm sorry, that's funny. Our alumni are old and dying. We are a 10-year-old class. Some of them are in our presence tonight. Not funny. Okay, anyways, every 211 seconds, an Echo member dies. Because we don't have the money to print our literary magazine. Watch this video to learn how you can help.
Every hour, there are writers struggling. They don't have inspiration, drive, cheese. You can help them for just pennies a day, condensed into one payment. Buy our t-shirts and magazines now at mypaymentsplus.com and help struggling writers near you.
Thank you for that heartwarming message. SaveTheEcho.com. Donate now. Next up, Andrea, performing a poem. Excuse me, not quite. We have more talking to do. So, save the Echo. Why does the Echo need to be saved?
Yeah, tell us, Evan. Why does it need to be saved?
That's what I was going to do,
Oh, okay.
Mr. Vona.
Evan,
We need to be saved.
we do have, what are are your feelings all?
Oh, no, we're ready with Andrea.
We're ready with Andrea. We'll get to this.
We're ready with
The
Andrea.
echo needs to be saved because we're broke. SaveTheEcho.com. Next up is Andrea performing a poem. Please welcome her to the stage.
The day started just like any other. Woke up, got ready, and said bye to my mother. Off to school I go. But little did I know that I would end up stuck at home. I spent months in quarantine, slowly losing my self-esteem. With all this online school, sickness, and death, seems like I couldn't even take a deep breath and think. Slowly began to sink into this sadness while trying to make sense of all this madness. I guess this was meant to be when stuck in quarantine. Thank you.
And thank you. Thank you. Next up, I'm told we have a request. Another request for me?
Yeah, somebody asked you to do the WAP dance.
I've been asked to do the WAP dance.
I can teach you.
Nate
Get
Dogg.
in here, Nate. Get in here.
No?
I just know the humping the floor part.
No.
I watched that.
How many times do I have to nix this idea?
So are we allowed to or not allowed to do the WAP dance?
No. You're not allowed to say WAP anymore either.
I'm being told that we are not allowed to say
The W word.
the three-letter word that was requested many times in the chat. Anyways, never mind. Next up,
Writers and poets, y'all.
writers and poets. Writers and poets. W-A-P.
No.
Or not. Or not.
Gerhard will shut us down.
Okay, nothing. It means nothing because no one requested it and we never said it. That's what the feds want you to think. Next up, take a magical journey with us to the Clark household. Reagan and her even taller brother, Landon, with a brother-sister duet, Springtime.
Just, let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'll give us one measure count off.
Thank you. The echo has never been so classy. Oh, I took off my tie earlier. I thought it was still on. That's kind of funny. The echo has never been so classy. Make sure to leave some praise for them down in the chat. Next up, senior Emily Maines joins us with her slam poem, Storybook Heroes. Take it away, Emily.
Hi guys, I'm Emily, and I will be presenting a poem that I wrote. Storybook heroes have it so easy. They have prophecies about them, inherit special powers, get called the chosen one. They know what they're meant to do. They know what their life has in store for them. They may reject it at first, slowly come to terms with it, or embrace their destiny. But storybook heroes always have their lives planned out. Lucky them. We want our lives to tell us what we're meant to do, who we're meant to be. We want to feel comforted knowing our future, knowing how things will end. But life doesn't work that way. Life keeps things a mystery. And so we keep guessing if we're living our best lives or not. And we're left figuring out our life story for ourselves. But that's not a bad thing. Maybe we don't know what we're meant to do with our lives, so we keep an open mind. Maybe we don't know who we're meant to be, so we can choose how to live our lives. Maybe we don't know our future, so we're always looking for opportunities. Maybe we don't know how things will end, so life is a journey instead of a destination. Maybe all this mystery is what makes our human lives interesting and full of real adventure. That makes us all strong. Everyone is living their own story, awaiting the next chapter, fighting their own villains, hiking their own mountains, waiting for the next big thing, wishing something exciting would happen, celebrating their victories, conquering their own wars. Everyone is going through their own internal adventure, whether they realize it or not. Everyone is growing in their own story now. Some people may feel at their lowest point, like life can't get better, while they watch others succeed, seemingly soaring ahead in their goals. And those left behind are stuck wondering why they aren't like the leaders, the achievers. But that's because their story is still being written. Their own tale hasn't reached its peak yet. Their moment to shine hasn't come yet. They're still waiting for a better day. And that's okay. The greatest stories take a while to be written, and that includes all of our life stories. We can't give up on our stories while they're still being written. We can't let the bad times make us think that there's no happy ending. We can't let our backstories hold us down or define us. We've got to look to the future. We've got to be determined to keep going and create our own happily ever after. Yes, this may be hard. We can't skip to the end of our life like a book and feel assurance that good prevails. We don't have a special prophecy to plan out our lives, but we have the freedom to be who we want and the power to write our own stories. If we're strong enough, we can accomplish things that we thought we never could. And if we're strong enough, we can inspire people's stories around us. And that makes us more powerful than any storybook hero. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Emily.
Yes, queen.
Guys, fill the chat with some praise for Emily and all of our performers tonight. We've had such amazing performances so far. I've really enjoyed hearing them. We've all enjoyed hearing them. You can't hear us at home, I know, but we're really enjoying this here in the studio. Thank you so much for interacting with us and making this so much fun in the chat. It really, really keeps us going and makes this so much more fun, like I said. All right, next up, the Echo's own award-winning poet, Sophia McGregor. Jaeda.
Evan, your head's blocked.
Hello?
Jaeda, give me that trophy. Hold on. It just spun. This trophy! Student's Choice Award at Hillsborough County's Poetry Jam. The poem is, I'm not proud of growing up in the theater. Sophia, the floor is yours.
I once thought I would be honored to say, I grew up in a theater. I thought that the nice castmates, throat coat and tea, dancing on stage, the bows and the glee, the after-show stops to IHOP and Village Inn, I thought all of that was an automatic win. I once thought I would be proud of my theater background, but now I'm disgusted at the very sound of loving such a privileged playground. I used to think that theater was an escape from all of the poverty, hardships, reality, what I come home to and what I see on TV. I found freedom in the translation of the world to the stage, but now, in the process, all I can find is outrage, because like it or not, you can't succeed without a lot of privilege. Hard work is important, but it's not the start, because in the theater, you gotta pay to make art. Because the vocals and training and all that you push through, it's gaining its money by tolling from you. Your training is the majority of your career, and when you're a child, you gotta ask your parents to steer, and you find yourself miles and miles and miles behind. The kids with stay-at-home moms, the kids with the parents who are willing to pay, the kids with the parents who are able to support a play, the kids with the trademark theater parent, which I want so desperately, yet I resent. Because theater is work, but work's out upon luck, because my family isn't about to support me getting stuck in a roll of hairspray and belting that I love so much. I'd work all day for it, but they can't come in clutch. And even if I worked day and night to train on my own, I'd still be miles behind everyone with support in the home. I could never stop singing, but I still wouldn't come first, since I'll always be behind those with their talent professionally nursed. And you know what? I'm not some sob story. I'm speaking for the majority. Most people don't have families who will drop everything to help you. You only think they do because you only hang out with people who are good too. So spit on me. Say I can't sing because I'm not devoted enough. It's not my fault. My parents don't have time to be a theater buff. And that's not to say I don't have privilege, because I have a ton, but to win in the theater, you need everyone. You can't tell me there's no privilege when a boy can walk in and automatically become a favorite, even if he's not good. You can't tell me there's no privilege when the majority of alphabas, a woman discriminated upon based on the color of her skin, are played by white people. I used to think that the community of a theater was built on hard work and love, but there's undertones reaching from above. I watch the people whose parents have spent fortunes on their classes, put on messy clothes and broken glasses to sing about being poor, when the people who actually know how that feels are cut outside the door. They put on fake tears to cry about struggles and claim to be authentic, but it's not representation if it's only by those who are rich and egocentric. We prioritized high belting learned from high costs over authenticity in an industry that has lost half its love in return for money, where storytelling is reserved for the rich and the sunny. How am I supposed to love something that set me light years behind based on how I grew up? How am I supposed to love something where talent is paid to show up? I used to say I was proud to grow up in a theater, but I should not be proud of growing up in a place that told me if my working parents couldn't take me to 4 shows at a time, I'm slacking. I should not be proud of growing up in a place where people pay to work, and if not, say their talent is lacking. I should not be proud of an art made to show stories of pain told by those who have it the best, where you pay your way to the top, because talent isn't earned, it's blessed. I am not proud of growing up in a theater. And to those who are, I feel sorry for your ignorance, since you've been brainwashed into thinking you work for a fantasy of acceptance, since you claim that Broadway is where artists can come from anywhere, since you defend with your life the corruption by Times Square, because theater won't be a place of acceptance until you can make it to Broadway without money and without the privilege that completely paved your way. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. Very dramatic. I'm being dramatic, not you. That was mean. Okay. Moving on. Next up, Maya Farooq, our second place winner at this year's Poetry Jam. Sophia, remember, was our first place. Maya Farooq, our second place. Equally as amazing. And here she is with her poem, Supermarket Flowers. Take it away, Maya.
Hey guys. Don't know how I'm supposed to go after Sophia. She's so talented, but here we go. This is Supermarket Flowers. Supermarket flowers, overpriced, wilted in the humble home for little pests, yet whenever we stop by them, my mother can't seem to not pick them up and put them in our cart, laying them so delicately as if at any moment they would break apart. Supermarket flowers filled with pesticides, rough petals hold leaves, yet whenever we stop by them, it's too hard to just let them be. And in the vase they go, a sea of spoiled water, hoping to flourish, yet they've already been slaughtered. Supermarket flowers, damaged, sold, and saddening, yet whenever we pass by them, we see the beauty happening. So into the rusted cart they go, baggage by the old lady, no emotion on her face, she's too tired already. For at home they sit in the center of our table, and in the vase my father slams his case, and alone they lie with my mother's cries, and as the petals fall, I suddenly feel small. This burden is too heavy on my heart, too confused. A table meant for hope for a family, yet it hardly feels like sweet pleasure, and more so a palate cleanser. Supermarket flowers, blocking the voices between my sisters, being the centerpiece between what could be love and what could be transparency. Supermarket flowers, this table they lie, too pure for the pains of our family, too delicate for a strong grip of reality. Yet these flowers are broken, these flowers are tattered, these flowers are among the shattered. Supermarket flowers, we walk on by, this time not paying attention to the attempt at a cry. A wall before us, only separated by the thin layer of pure glass, and to let them alone is to finally accept the mass. Supermarket flowers, the lightness to darkness among my family's terrific showers. That was it.
Thank you so much, Maya. Give it up for Maya, everyone! It's water. Great. Well, thanks, Maya. Now let's check in to see if we're no longer broke. Echo Telethon, let's go!
No, Mom, this is not a home. No. Oh, hey. We are. The phone lines. You guys are so supportive. They're ringing off the hook. I am so excited that you guys are giving us all your money so that you can get T-shirts. You get T-shirts if you give us money. We've got magazines with Post-it notes on them and more magazines. You can get this one, which is old, or this one, which I just showed you, or any of these. We got so many magazines, guys, so please donate to our annual campaign. Stop! Whoa, hammer time! Move the camera, Evan. I can't do this forever.
It's Elke's job now! Not my job, man! As we were saying, we like to keep it classy here at the Echo. If you would like to lend your generous support, savetheecho.com. Very simple instructions. Follow the link down below. Now, we're going to get to a poem that's really close to my heart. As many of you may know, I'm a proud Publix employee. I'm a proud Publix owner. No one has been able to quite convey my extreme love, passion for Publix. But then, at our club day on Monday, Kyle shared this gorgeous bundle of words, and I just thought, I had to share it with all of you. I had to get him to share it with all of you. So please welcome our friend Kyle with his poem, Publix Passion.
Oh, I'm stupid. Okay. I said, hello, my name is Kyle, bro. I thought it would mute me by myself, but okay, whatever. Dear Publix, I am low on supplies. I must go in. My love for you is not a sin. You pick me up and break me down, but most of all, you drop this crown. You never fail to give me what I need. To live in love, I need to feed. There is no one better for me than you. In your presence, I can't feel blue. So I thank you for all that you do. No one can break us. Our love is so true. Thank you.
Oh my god, I don't cry, guys. I don't cry, but that really got me. That really, Kyle. Man, come talk with Publix about me. Come talk with me about Publix anytime. Anytime. We'll talk. Alright. Let's go now to Anish with a poem. Love at First Sight. Or is it? Anish is among the stars.
Alright, yeah, so hey everyone, I'm Anish. So my poem is basically about the narrator, talking about most recent encounter. So about the woman he fell in love with. Alright, so here is it. Love at first sight, or was it? Twilight fell, nightfall began. I was home alone, I was bored. Let me go for a stroll, I said to myself. I stepped outside, hoping to relieve my boredom. I entered the portal of my playlist and began my stroll. A few moments later, at a considerable distance, I saw her. Wearing a white dress, it seemed like an angel descended from the sky, a lone bright star in a dark night sky. Her moonlit face, her silky, luscious tresses, pearl blue eyes, and rose red lips. Was it an imagination? Was it an infatuation? Was it a hallucination? Or love at first sight? As I covered the distance, hoping to approach her, she disappeared, just like a ghost, nowhere to be found. Was it an imagination? Was it an infatuation? Was it a hallucination? Or maybe love at first sight? I don't know. I don't know. Frozen like ice, speculative, questions flooding my mind. Who was she? An angel? Aphrodite herself? A girl in my neighborhood? Or my true love? I vowed to continue my quest, finding that mystery. My one true love. My one true love. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Anish. Yay! Great job. All right, let's check in with the chat. Chat, what do we got?
We have someone asking you to do the Macarena backwards.
The Macarena backwards is what I'm
Move
hearing.
them hips.
I don't know if I can do that. Let's try. Can you see me, Elkie? Okay. Ready?
Sounds good.
Oh.
We have the head part.
I think that's it.
We love the absolute.
If you want me to do it again, you're going to have to donate at savetheecho.com.
Hey, Macarena.
Let us know when you donated, and then I'll do the Macarena again correctly. Or almost anything else if you're choosing, if that's enticing. Don't read too far into that. Okay. Next up, our own Hannah Levy joins us with her poem, Oreos. Hannah, we love you. Let's go.
Thank you so much. I just want to correct you. It's Levy. Thank you very much. Anyway, here's my poem, Oreos. I have always wanted love. I craved it like Oreos, sugary and sweet until they became my addiction. She became my obsession. In 2.5 months, I was hooked. She tainted my blood with sugar until I drowned in it. But hiding behind her sweet sugar coating was deceit and lies. Without a trace, she was gone. She cut off my supply, left me empty, rotting in a sour pit to die, scrambling for an explanation. She broke my heart into halves and halves into crumbs until I was numb from her silence. So I gave Oreos up. Hints of sweet flavors taunted me. Memories tarnished by her left sour taste in my mouth. I never wanted to eat Oreos again. I never wanted to fall for the sugar-induced coma that I've craved for so long. I wish I could say I was successful. Another treat taunted my addiction. Her sugar seemed sweet. She was sugar and spice and everything nice, so I fell. I fell for her hair, her smile, her voice, her lies. In 2.5 months, her colorful candy shell rotted away and she threw me out. Her words cut me like a knife. The explanation I wanted so long ago now burned my tongue and stung my eyes. How could I be mad when she tasted sweet just out of reach? I think my Oreos are making me sick. A slow 2.5 months decay, leaving me broken inside. Am I at fault? Maybe I should give you all up and stick to salt. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Hannah Levy. I'm sorry. I am an ignorant meerkat. My deepest apologies. All right, next up we have Carley Robinson, hopefully I said that right, with her poem, 1,000 Wishes. Let's give a warm in chat, welcome to Carley.
She used to wear the same perfume I used to wear, 1,000 Wishes from Bath and Body Works, but I still wished over 1,000 times that she wouldn't be the one you'd leave me for. She listened to the top hits, and you knew I hated the radio because they would play the same 3 songs over and over and over and over again. But I guess that's why I have low self-esteem, because you did the same thing to me. You played me like a radio. She occasionally came into the mix, which made me hate the music even more, but you didn't care because you were the one in charge of the playlists. She made my blood boil like the water we used to dye Easter eggs. She made my stomach flip like the pancakes you made yourself when I went over to your house for the first time. She gave me these headaches like when I would have to deal with your music in the car having way too much bass. The scent of your cologne I bought you still lingers whenever I put my favorite hoodie on, but I bet the hoodie I had to regretfully return was doused in the overbearing smell of masculinity to cover up the scent of my love for you.
Hey everyone, sorry about that. We have those technical difficulties, or AKA the feds. Let's restart that lovely poem. Go ahead.
She used to wear the same perfume I used to wear, 1,000 Wishes from Bath and Body Works, but I still wished 1,000 times that she wouldn't be the one you'd leave me for. She listened to the top hits, and you knew how much I hated the radio because they would play the same 3 songs over and over and over and over again, but I guess that's why I have low self-esteem, because you did the same thing to me. You played me like a radio. She occasionally came into the mix, which made me hate the music even more, but you didn't care because you were the one in charge of her playlists. She made my blood boil like the water we used to dye Easter eggs. She made my stomach flip like the pancakes you made yourself when I went over to your house for the first time. And she gave me these headaches like when I would have to deal with your music in the car having way too much bass. The scent of your cologne I bought still lingers whenever I put my favorite hoodie on, but I bet the hoodie I had to regretfully return was doused in the overbearing smell of masculinity to cover up the scent of my love for you. I still wear the same deodorant you got me when you thought the fact that I wore men's deodorant was hilarious, and every time I get a whiff of it after swiping under each of my arms, I think, dang, I miss you when I should really tell you to burn in hell. But I heard you and her didn't work out a week after you and I ended. I heard you and her were fascinated with each other months after you changed our title. I heard you talk about me like I was a dog on your leash. I heard you and her are in love now and couldn't care less about the 6 months and 25 days you and I were in love for. And I am sick of tired of you not giving a care in the world about how I feel when you seem to be fine without me. It's been exactly 6 months and 2 weeks and 2 hours since we had to depart, and now I'm fortunate enough to have regained my independence. I'm happy I no longer have to deal with you playing the victim card. I'm happy that I finally have the power to use my voice. I'm happy that one day it'll all eventually come back to bite you. I'm happy that I don't have to deal with your narcissistic tendencies. And I'm so, so happy to finally say that you mean nothing to me. I hope you get what you deserve. Nothing. Because compared to her, that's all I was to you.
So much power and emotion, guys. Give it up in the chat. Give some snaps in here. Oh, let's give them some snaps. Come on, come on. Wow, spilling that tea, girl. Pour it out.
Testify.
Testify, yeah. To be clear, the Echo has no subpoena power. All right, we love it. Quick shout out to those who have donated so far. Lexi V out of Fort Myers. Miranda C of Lutz. Mark and Jessie all the way from Montana. And wow, Vince from South Tampa. Keep them coming in. We need every cent we can get. That's at SaveTheEcho.com. We'll check back in a minute. Because we're poor. Next up, we have a doubleheader of 2 poems. Please give a warm welcome to our next poem, our next poet. Jessie.
Okay, so this poem isn't actually titled, and sorry, I don't know what to say. It's my first time doing this, but yeah, pretty much none of my poems have a title because I want all the listeners to kind of relate it to themselves and title it for themselves. So I guess I'll start. He was new, different, maybe even intriguing. She was open, exposed, scared but hopeful. He was fun, easygoing. He was sweet and kind. She was naive, but it was okay because it felt right. He felt right. He felt warm. He felt right until he didn't. One excuse, two excuses, three excuses, four. How many more until she was out the door? Her friends told her no. Her family told her no. Heck, even God himself was saying no. But she loved him, and he loved her back. It felt right, but by the time she was through the door, her heart was abducted. She was empty, alone, isolated. She was hurt, grew bitter, vengeful, if you will. Because when you go into war unprotected, you don't leave the same.
Hello. Thank you so much. And now, I'm just gonna play the accordion for a second, because why not? Sure. All right. Great.
That was it?
That
was the whole accordion thing?
Do you want more?
Halo! Yeah.
Halo! Halo!
Is the banana a good number?
I've never played this before. The instrument I have, the song I have not.
Do you know Megalovania?
No.
You want to go to the next person?
It's like...
Sure. We'll
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for watching me play accordion for no reason. Now one of the greatest poets to ever grace our Steinbrenner High School halls. Jordan Dees is up next.
Okay. Sorry, I think I'm a little laggy, so I'm gonna give it 2 seconds and then I will begin. But hi, I'm Jordan. Thanks, Evan. That was really nice of you to say. Okay, I'm gonna get going. Ooh, okay. History hovers at the edge of all hopes and dreams. For some, that's a reassuring thought, easy enough to live by, peaceful enough to sleep to. For others, the reminder is more of a nightmare to know that not all villains are so easily spotted. No, half the time they've been armed with a suit or a gavel. The scariest costumes are masked smiles and dismissive words. In my US history class, I have learned that independence has often been achieved through exclusion. Women of color are too taboo for your suffragette journey. The Black Panthers too messy for your neat stories of civil rights. The rainbow flag, mental health, Americans with disabilities, all too irrelevant for this curriculum, too radical for your mantra of success and unity. Better to erase, 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 craft a story so sweetly simple, it makes my teeth ache. Maybe it's easier to put the founding fathers up on a pedestal of our own creation, to have us read about your white heroes and their brown servants, to suggest that the Civil War was about the states, not the slavery, to keep textbooks white and explanations even paler. United we stand, but together we tumble into fitful dreams, stories soaked in the blood of the forgotten, in the tears of the lost. You can't expunge those stories. We're standing right here, primary sources. If you try to erase my history, I'll make sure you never forget it. You gave me these rights and you can't stop the surge, the voices of the disrespected, the disavowed, disenfranchised, Black, brown, native, gay, trans, disabled. The buck stops here. We're calling you out. If there's anything that history has taught me, it's that there is such thing as fact. But what happens when that truth is spun around enough times, poked and prodded and molded into something I can't even recognize? Will you demonize Colin Kaepernick too? Find a way to blame Alan Sterling, twist their motivations and their messages into a bedtime story for white America to sleep to? The perfect master narrative to sleep through? We won't be surprised. You've done it before. Which of us is worthy of your sanitization? What message will be the one you teach this generation? The truth or the lies that protect your lullabies from the horrors of my history? Do me a favor. If I ever manage to do something that earns me a spot in your textbook, write me as I am, in all my flaws and controversy, or don't put me in there at all. Thank you.
Yes, Jordan! Yes, Jordan! I told you guys she was the best. Jordan all the way from FSU tonight. She never stops being awesome. The chat is blowing up as it should. Yes, queen! Speaking of queens, hey, queens. Let's strut. Come on, Amelia.
Give us a spin, Evan. And pose.
Elise Cruz is our next musician. Welcome her to our virtual stage.
Mic all right?
Your mic's fantastic, queen.
Okay. All right, let's go for it, I guess.
Thank you, Elise.
Tea?
Of course.
Cream?
Of course.
Sugar?
2 lumps. Pip pip cheerio. Next up, Issa with her poem 4 Stages.
For love. I fell for him and all in between, the scene where sugary caffeine fall from his lips into my mind. He was my shining star no matter how far away. Melodies intertwined under the glowing moon, all our worries will go away soon. For guilt. You say things are perfect. I believed letting it go unchecked, but the devil will always collect, for I am the next suspect. My mind's always wrecked. What did I expect? For regret, deep in my chest, a longing for rest I couldn't prevent. I couldn't prevent them. A venomous enemy right in front of me. I held them close in the night, only letting the void take my life. For revenge, our lives burdened like wildfire. For in this story, you are the liar. If you are the moon, then I am the sun. I will never allow you to forget. I will not allow you to dance on my grave just yet. In my own time, I will take back what's mine, for I am not your friend, and I will comfort you. That's it.
Thank you. Next up is Lottie Harrington with Why Me? Lottie, whenever you're ready. Lottie? All right. Well, that was a wonderful piece. We really enjoy hearing all of our performers tonight. I'm being things are being thrown at me now because evidently that's the point of the night we're at.
Throw it onto your head.
Oh.
Frisbee it. It's like a
We're
horseshoe.
frisbeeing.
It's horseshoe toss. Okay.
Great. Oh my god.
Ultimate Frisbee for
I'm gonna
middle
get
school, don't get me
decapitated.
now. Oh.
Why am I worried about this? This thing is like so light.
Show them what happens when you put it on. Now he can't talk.
Hey Evan, what's your name?
Because this is the sombrero of silence.
Evan, are you a theater kid?
Evan.
Where's Lonnie?
What language do you speak?
Okay.
Next up is Lottie Harrington.
It's called Why Me?
Lottie.
Yes.
We haven't heard you so far
No,
yet.
she's sideways.
Oh, you're sideways, Lottie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're great. All right, Lottie, you're perfect. And now, next up is Lottie Harrington with Why Me?
Hi. So I'll start. Why me? I was born into a world of hate, a world where my skin color decides my fate. I bleed red blood just like him. I breathe air just like her. But I'm treated differently because my skin isn't fair like snow. Why me? I see people just like me roaming the streets. We can't get a job, so we sell weed. Young Black men join gangs to escape the fangs of the law, scared to be shot in broad daylight by a police officer who wasn't trained right. Why me? My mother and father placed me in a white-dominated school because the schools in the hood received old, worn-down books. I sit in a white classroom, taught white history by a white teacher. What about my history? I don't know my history. I'm subjected only to what the whites teach me. I learned. I learned about Independence Day. Come to find out, states in the South had held on to their slaves. I learned about Martin Luther King, who was murdered by a white man who was afraid of a world where a Black man was free. I learned. I was born into the 21st century, a century of change and peace. But because of my skin, I was born with chains on my wrist and a leash on my neck. I learned I was whitewashed. I learned I am the Black friend, the non-threatening Black friend, the Black friend who listens without disobeying. I was pushed away by Black kids. I did not belong because I spoke and acted white. I'm no longer accepted by my community. I learned my people were slaughtered. I learned that we were used for sex, farming, servicing, and bait. I learned my people have a permanent dent in their skulls, a dent caused by centuries of torture, centuries of degradation. Now every Black man and woman have a mutation that makes us believe we are less than. So little Black girls perm their hair and little Black boys bleach their skin to feel accepted by the very same people that enslaved them. I learned that my community is divided. We keep our Black-owned businesses in the hood and build the white ones up. Our Black men leave our Black women for a snow bunny to feel accomplished, and our Black women deny our Black men for a colonizer to feel accepted. I fight. I decided to speak my mind. I no longer stand to pledge my allegiance to a nation built on slaves' backs. I let go of my racist friends. I let go of the friends that betrayed me and go behind my back. I let go of the people who don't see me as an equal. I enter my community and befriend real friends. Friends who understand the struggle, friends who want to share their voice, friends who aren't afraid to die by a white man's hand. I fight, and I'll keep fighting. My Black children will fight, Black people will fight. Little Black girls will no longer perm their hair. Our hair is big, strong, and beautiful, just like the trees. Little Black boys won't bleach their skin because our skin is a gift from God. It protects us from the sun. I am tired of feeling less than for not being born white. I am no longer wondering why me.
Thank you, Lottie. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Such an important message. I hope that all of our parents and viewers at home are seeing just how necessary this is and how valuable all of our writers and voices and artists at the school are, because writing and art really is so valuable to tell these kind of stories. If you haven't had a chance yet, go ahead and check out our website, steinbrennerecho.com, where we've been featuring, we've been lifting up the voices of black students at Steinbrenner High School, Black writers. We're dedicated to lifting up all voices here at the Echo, and we're really excited to showcase the amazing work done by all types of artists. So check out those after the stream, but for now, the Echo's own Nathan Prey.
Yo, we good? I'm not good. We good? All right. The word half isn't something you would Can I go now? Are we good? Okay, here we go. The word half isn't something you would think would cause an issue, since there are so many things related to the word half. Yet for me, the word half has caused me pain for 18 years, creating an identity crisis. We all know classic battles like red versus blue, pancakes versus waffles, or dark versus light. Unfortunately, I take the dark versus light battle quite too literally. Black versus white. It's so bad that I'm at the point where it ends up with both sides losing and making a product I don't recognize. Realizing that Hannah Montana got it wrong. I do not have the best of both worlds. I lost my spot. Uh-oh. When I was younger, I never paid attention to small details like random people touching my hair and asking me if it's real. Asking if that's my mom or dad, or assuming I'm lost, I don't look like them. I always thought this was normal, till the day I had to take my permit test. The test went smoothly because I'm smooth with it. But when it came to asking what my race was, I could only pick one. This time I had to choose a side in the constant turmoil inside my own mind that I've been repressing so much, I'm just now talking about it. I pleaded with the person to put black and white, but with careful thinking and living with fear of being pulled over, I was convinced to pick white. Yet I can't pass for white, which resulted in my black side losing. This hellish battle carries on at home when my dad asks if I'm finally getting in touch with my roots when watching a show with an all-black cast, or when my mom's family calls me their little monkey, yet I don't climb or eat bananas. I had to settle down the war within myself when I employed code switching, something I've done subconsciously and something I just learned the name of. This method forces me to avoid being who I am to please those around me, such as the proper and polite man when I'm in the suburbs, and having to adopt Black culture when I go down to visit my dad's side so I don't act white. But once again, I'm having to choose sides. I can't just easily become myself with both sides united, making the Black and the white to perfectly mix into such a lovely looking gray, which is kind of a drab color, unfortunately, so that didn't work out. So for certain people, I'll stick with code switching until my two halves can become one united front, like red and blue making a luxurious purple, or a waffle and pancake coexisting making a dope breakfast. Luckily, I have people who I don't need a code switch around. With them, I am the great Hermione Granger who excels while being a mix of human and wizard. I will be the sweet and savory that is peanut butter and jam. I will be Nathan freaking Prey. But for now, I'm stuck on the battlefield, realizing I am too white for the Black.
Hey, that was Nathan freaking Prey. We didn't get to finish the poem. Hopefully we'll be able to remedy that at some point. Sorry about that, guys, but Nathan, so powerful, so good.
All right. Hopefully. You guys can hear me.
We're not ready. We're not ready yet. We still have some. We're still.
So this is an excerpt of a
Kara.
story I'm working on as part of my thesis.
Technical
It's
difficulties.
called The Kings of Miami. And
Technical
yeah,
difficulties. Hi everyone, alright, we're back again. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties, but we're proud to present to you Kara Lynn Albert, editor of The Echo's third magazine, and actually the person responsible for starting the tradition of Poetry Cafe. Looks a little different tonight, but one of the originals, Kara, is here reading an excerpt from her story, The Kings of Miami. Kara, take it away.
All right, thank you. Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me. My internet's been kind of weird, but this is an excerpt of a story I'm working on as part of my thesis for grad school. And it's somewhat self-contained, so I don't think you should need to know a lot of context around it. But yeah, this is called The Kings of Miami. When Maddie was 10 and I was 9, we met a gator boy at the park less than a mile from our home. We were in the mud, crouched over a frog no larger than a sand dollar, and we held dead cypress branches in our right hands. The ends were sawtoothed, almost gnawed. Maddie and I stabbed our sticks into the frog, sometimes together, sometimes alternating. Its eyes were open, black and glassy, and its mossy skin rebounded like a half-filled balloon, one that's less tempted to pop. "What are you doing?" asked the gator boy in a voice like cicadas at low frequency, or an old cat's purr, something much less grating than the adult gator voices Maddie and I had grown up with in Miami. "Trying to see if it's still alive," said Maddie. I didn't know that's what we were doing. The gator boy circled the frog and stopped in front of us, sitting crisscross applesauce in the wet clay. His jean shorts were frayed at the hems and torn at the hip. His Miami Dolphin shirt had a ketchup or blood stain on the left breast, and his feet were shoeless. Sometimes I wondered why they wore clothes at all, because what did they have to be modest about? The gator boy pushed his nail into the frog's neck. The scales at his finger joints curled like armor plates. "If he is alive, why is he still here?" asked the gator boy. Maddie and I paused our frog poking and stared at him. Would he not hop away if he could? The gator boy drew 3 small dunes in the air, a skipping stone. The 3 of us sat down facing each other, each our own point of the triangle. He asked if we wanted to learn how to hiss, and when neither of us answered, he demonstrated. The noise from his jowls landed somewhere between running water and television static. The gator boy nodded at Maddie and I, and we pulled from Halloween memories of vampire hisses through awkward plastic fangs. We returned to the park every day. He coached us on hunting prey, clamping it between our jaws and drowning the larger kills. He snapped a warbler in half, but we were squeamish, so he pulled some feathers from its wings and stuck them in our mouths, instructing us to bite down hard. Then we sank into the park lake, making a contest out of who could dive the farthest. The gator boy also showed us how to run away from alligators and that zigzagging doesn't work with gator men. He tried to teach us how to raise our body temperatures by sunbathing, and after an hour of sprawling over the field, grass needles licking our sunburnt skin, Maddie and I swore we could feel it. After 2 weeks, we arrived at the park on a Sunday afternoon and the gator boy was gone. The observation abandoned my mind more swiftly than it had entered, but Maddie was already halfway to the marshy woods at the park's edge. For a moment, I was tempted to ignore her and let Maddie journey alone. But a scenario remained on loop in my head, one where hours pass and Maddie never emerges from the woods. And the most distressing scene in this imagined episode, when I arrive home and tell Dad what happened, neck sagging and cheeks tear-tinted, and he doesn't erupt, doesn't even cringe. He considers me for a minute and then reorients his attention on the book or paper in his hands, dissolving the incident with the rationale that these things happen. I shadowed Maddie as we trailed through white oaks and pond apple trees. I picked at the hem of my shirt until it began to unravel, chewing off scraps of red string to wrap around branches that hung at my eye level. 23 pieces of string later, we found the gator boy. He was lying belly down in the grass, some gashes around his face and back, the blood brown and crusted, and his neck was all dented, like it had been stepped on. My empathy for the gator boy was fleeting. Thick oak limbs bordered his feet, and when I raised one, it stretched to my waist like a scepter. I located the tapered end and pressed it into the fleshy patch below his armpit. Maddie observed from 5 feet away, face neutral, but her eyes went somewhere between the gator boy and me, not focusing on either of us. I kicked a twin oak branch toward her, and she grabbed it and pierced his thigh, following my rhythm by a beat. We maintained the spaceline for 1 minute or 5 until a heavy growl croaked out of the gator boy's mouth, revealing tiers of whetted teeth, the ones we tried to replicate by carving our own with thinner knives. Maddie and I dropped our branches, and as we ran, I pointed to the shirt strings that guided us back to the park. We reached the sun-drenched field, no longer shaded by oak leaves, and both marked with small cuts around our lips and eyebrows. But we were safe, or at least safer. We continued to visit the park, though never quite as often, until Maddie and I grew too old to play in the mud. No one mentioned the gator boy again, tacitly agreeing to bar him in our memories. But whenever we drove near the area, Maddie's eyes stayed on the woods. I watched her watching them, even when I needed to be minding the road. Her eyes were binoculars, and through them I could see the gator boy decompose, melting into the dirt, weeds and blossoms budding over his scales. I sensed her pity and a fierce guilt, but this was where my personal Maddie-o vision malfunctioned. And that's it. Thank you guys. This is really cool. I appreciate you having me on here.
Wow, thank you, Kara. That was really, really cool. Did you guys hear that? She's working on that story for her thesis. She's like published. She's a whole adult. Econians grow up. Could you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if the microphone heard that. Econians grow up too. Thank you so much for that, Kara.
Bless your phone.
Thank you. We just want to remind you, SaveTheEcho.com. We still got donations going on. We got wonderful things you can buy, magazines, shirts. They're all there, bundles. Buy it at SaveTheEcho.com.
Not yet. Keep going.
Not yet? All right, SaveTheEcho.com. We're really excited. We've gotten some great donations so far. Thank you. And we have a sweet comment from Miss Miller, actually, that we want to read. She said in the chat, "Thank you, Mr. Vona, for giving each of these students an amazing opportunity to express themselves. These students are so talented and so amazing. I couldn't agree more. Thank you, Miss Miller, for watching. And thank you to everyone who performed and everyone who's watching at home." All right. Next up, back by popular demand. Back by popular demand. Next up. Hey.
I got hurt, but I loved. I've been left.
All right, everyone. Sorry for those technical issues. Next up, back by popular demand in the chat, we're bringing Jessie back.
Yeah.
All you who know in the chat know how to react. Yeah. Let's go, Jessie.
Okay, so I'm gonna start my second poem. I like that I loved him. I loved that I loved him. Sure, I got hurt, but I loved. I've been left broken by those A through Z, but I've never been broken by the one who knows my name. Sorry. By the one who calls me adored and loves me, blemishes and all. In fact, he's the one I owe it all to. Yes, I'm in a broken state, but deep down, I know that in him, I'm made whole. He's the one who sees all the tears I cry and hears the loudness of my deafening silence. Yes, he's the one who loves me, all of me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessie, for coming back again. We're sorry about those issues, but I think we finally got it all figured out. Let's check out what's going on in the chat.
Woo!
What's going on in the chat? What's going on in the chat?
We were all making Jessie's girl comments.
Oh, they all made Jessie's girl
Like-
comments. I'm sure she's never heard that one before.
Oops, spontaneous song.
You know what?
Jessie's girl! Jesse's girl! Where can I find a woman like that?
Jesse's girl!
You know what hasn't been mentioned once?
What hasn't been mentioned once, Allie O'Connor?
That it's your birthday.
What? It's Evan Sizemore, our host's birthday!
Oh! It is my birthday.
Oh, man. I think after Saban performs, we gotta get a roast going, a classic Echo birthday roast.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, get your comments ready in the chat.
So I'm hearing that after this next performance, we're roasting me for my birthday. So if you would like some kind or mean comments, please throw them in the chat right after this performance. Take it away with my mistakes.
This poem I wrote called My Mistakes. So I trip, fall, and land into a pile of my mistakes. What tripped me was the shoelace of everything I wish I could change. I'm afraid my mirror secretly talks about me when I leave, and that my room doesn't even really like me. I step on gum, which reminds me of another mistake. Great, now that's 4 that I've already made. I look at my phone, realizing the time that's gone by. Okay, now make that mistake number 5. I have a room with endless piles of things I don't like, but my mistakes are what cover my walls. So when I look at them, I remember next time what to do right. I want to thank these mistakes I've made because my hamper is overloaded with the things I've done right just today. So every time I go into my room, I make sure to smile at every little mistake I've ever made.
Back, we're in the middle of figuring out how to do this because no one told me what we were doing. So while they're figuring it out, I'll just explain what we're doing. So there's this tradition in the Echo that when it's your birthday, you get lovingly roasted by those in the class who love you so much.
You suck.
Thanks.
That's not how this works.
And today it's my birthday.
You have to yell nice things.
So they're all gonna yell really nice things at me, I hope.
You don't suck.
That's the spirit.
Evan. Oh, are we not doing
Can we hear it? I don't know.
Let's try it.
We've never done this on a live stream, so this should be so much fun.
First time for everything.
Yay!
Woo!
Are we ready?
Yeah.
I love that I'm leading my own roast.
Evan, you are a skinny king, and I worship you. You are the only valid Peter King that I have in my life.
I'm so excited for you to be editor next year! You're doing a great job as host!
Thank you!
You're so cool! That's so sweet!
Evan Swan! Will you marry me? Yes!
I was so happy to drive you to the
you.
Evan, you give the best hug.
Oh, that's nice. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. Thank you for joining me in my roast.
Oh, guys, you gotta read what they're saying in the chat.
Oh.
Gianna says, "I love your glasses."
Thank you. They're changing next week.
Your voice is very strong, and you'll do great things.
Thank you.
Stassi said, "Evan, you are so amazing. Stop being amazing. You're so funny."
I'll try, Stassi. I'll try to stop.
Angelica Ray says that Evan, you seem like a sweetie, and I hope that you find love with a good human.
Thank you.
The Matt Gerasimovich says you're a great host.
Thank you.
Editor Evan.
Oh, I have a cult follower chant now. Great. All right, I think that's more than enough of that. Thank you for. I'm glad that I have to cut off my own praise. That seems wrong. Are we ready? Okay. All right. Next up, we have my good friend Ben Lazaro with his comedy PowerPoint. Monk versus woman. Monkey. Excuse me. Monkey versus women. Woman.
Here we go. It's production time. Where could he be? He was here the whole time. Whoa, this is so crazy. Shit, the dogs bark. Oh, I should have said that. Hi, this is my PowerPoint. I made this yesterday. And while it is not poetry, I can guarantee you that this will be the most poetic thing you see today. So I expect $75,000 to be donated as soon as my production is over. This thing is distracting me. Give me 1 second here. All right, enjoy.
Hello, my name is Ben, and today I will.
Oh no, you can't hear. Oh, this is such a problem. I know. I guess it's the screen sharing. Here, hold on. Let me start over. I'll voice over, okay? I'll do my best. Here we go. Hello. My name is Ben, and today I will finally be answering the long-awaited debate between the two parties of monkey and woman. Listen. Monkey funny. Monkey make me laugh. Woman no funny. Woman no make me laugh. Monkey, not gonna lie, monkey kind of cute. Now, woman, no, woman no cute. Monkey goes ooh ooh ah ah, but woman no go ooh ooh ah ah. Monkey, okay, now this is the most important one. Monkey includes the gibbon, but woman. In conclusion, woman is temporary. Monkey is forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Women might not make me laugh, but that did. Any weird comments in the chat?
I aspire to be monkey.
Someone aspires to be monkey.
Someone's going back.
Will this be on a test?
This will be on a test.
Why am I crying from laughter?
You should see a doctor about that. Crying is unnatural. No one should ever cry.
Pronoun says that they're going back to monkeys.
All right, Nicole, we're ready for you in just a second. All right, we're gonna introduce next up. Nicole, are you ready for us?
Nicole, are you ready?
It sounds like we're having some technical difficulties. Give us just a moment, guys. All right. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We're gonna go back to her, to Nicole. But next up we have Haley Andrews. Give it up for Haley. Haley, whenever you're ready, take it away.
All right. On the first, I'm reading a short story called Light of the World. I don't know if you guys knew that. On the first day, when the light of the sun first kissed the surface of the earth, Mother Flora took it upon herself to create plant life. She formed the delicate petals of the rose on her fingertips, stroked the fresh leaves of oak saplings, arranged sun-sweet berries on flowering briars, and hugged expansive fields with a blanket of grass, striving to cover up as much of the earth as she could with her love. She saw that what she made was good and lovely, and as her sister Vona finished her work on animals and humans, they took time to rest. Flora, upon her pensive break, realized that one plant was missing and had yet to be created. She spoke to Vona and consulted man on the subject, asking, "What is missing? What plant doesn't exist yet very much should?" Vona replied, "Something must be made resembling my man, a plant that is strong and sturdy, dominating over the wildflowers yet smaller than the towering trees, resilient, powerful, proud." Vona took note of this, and as she posed the question to Vona's prized creation, his response was, "A plant that reflects the glory of the sky and the wonders of the light. It should be bright, warm, peaceful, and should reach toward the sky where it truly belongs." Flora was inspired by the words of her sister and man, so she set out to create the perfect plant to reach both descriptions given to her. She took the form of a human and strove to see the sky as man described it, searching for an area where the light was most brilliant and warm. Flora found herself on the shores of the beach, sunlight streaming overhead, rays on the ocean's waves calming her mind. This, she decided, would be where she gathered the light that man so described, warm, bright, and peaceful, reflecting the true wonders presented by the sky's brilliance. Flora then resumed her form as a spiritual being so as to see man the way Vona did. Flora recognized the strength in man, the upright nature of his spine, the way he proudly held his head aloft, his hardworking nature, and his passion to work toward his aspirations. Flora collected a root from the strongest tree she made and used it as the spine of her plant, fitting it with leafy limbs and fur like man, and shaped his view of the sky in her hands, stretching and kneading the light into a solid substance to be united with the stalk of her plant. The light settled into the form of a large golden flower, countless leaves surrounding the center of its head like a righteous crown. Flora named it Sunflower because of how its beauty was derived from the sun. She presented it to man, placing it in an open field with its brethren, and encouraging them to reach toward the light from whence they came. This flower has since been an embodiment of strength, pride, warmth, and peace, and its face is a reminder that both men and nature are capable of great beauty.
Thank you so much for that, Haley. That was amazing. We really appreciate you sharing your poem with us. Next up, we're bringing back Nicole Herbert. Nicole, we had some technical difficulties last time, but we're ready for her now. So next up, we're bringing back Nicole Herbert and her poem, Night Dreams. Go ahead, Nicole.
Am I supposed to see myself on here? Or, okay. Okay. It felt like time stopped. I couldn't move a muscle.
I laid in my bed in total shock as my vision finally focused to see my dark bedroom. Why does this have to happen to me? Not again. These phrases pushed their way into my mind. I glanced around my room for anything that could help me. I felt helpless. My body felt heavy enough to sink into the mattress, but sinking didn't sound too bad. At least it would hide me from the terror ahead. This has happened many times before, but it scared me all the same every time. I looked around my room again and tried desperately to shake off my invisible shackles to no avail. My eyes were pried open, keeping me from hiding from the inevitable. My heartbeat rung in my ears as salty sweat trickled down my face. I hate it, stop, I thought as I waited for it to appear. I tried to scream out, but my throat felt dry and nothing but a silent whisper was released. I prayed it wouldn't show its hideous face this time, but it did. It stood towering over my desk in the corner of my room. The fairy lights fixed around my window frame illuminated the dark figure slightly, but it mostly looked like a shadow. It was so tall and slender that I had to bend its neck in a 90-degree angle so it didn't hit the ceiling. Tears rolled down the ends of my face as I looked at my door by the end of my bed, hoping for a savior. A few long moments passed, and suddenly, darkness. I jolted up panting, with light flooding through the slits in my window blinds. I immediately jumped out of my bed and flung the bedroom door open. My footsteps thundered as I pounded into the kitchen and hugged my father. I silently prayed that that nightmare wouldn't happen again. Thanks for having me. Woo!
Thank you so much, Nicole. Well worth the wait. Well worth the wait. All right. Now, we're going to go back to Mr. Vona with our telethon to see if we have any new Echo Sugar Daddies.
Guys, do we have any tape? Do we have any tape? No. We can't even afford tape, everybody. Come on. We need your donations. We need you to contribute to us. We need you to get on the phones to the bananas. It's empty, guys. We need it. We need your donations. Go to savetheecho.com and look at what all the sad children have to say. And we just want to be able to print the magazines. Please. I'm a grown man. I'm begging you for money.
All right, well, on that note, I think that's about as much of that special brand of sadness as we can take. Wow, get that moody lighting back. We do not need any more of that. All right. Well, thank you for that, Mr. Vona. Everyone give a warm welcome in the chat to our amazing poet, our friend, Manny Diaz, with his poem, Grow Up.
Hey, the poem's kind of short, so sorry about that. But yeah, my name's Manny Diaz, and this is Grow Up. Focus. You got 2 years left. Well, the first 2 went, I couldn't tell you, but hey, stop worrying. You're a kid, have some fun, make some friends. Make some friends. It's not that hard. Make some friends, 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 it's not that easy. But get used to it. We don't care if it's monotonous, optimally optimize all opportunities, being an optimist. Don't worry about that funny feeling you get in the back of your esophagus. Indubitably innovate. There's no space for incompetence, so stop bitching. Your life is a privilege, a blessing, even a never-ending scrimmage of stressing heathens. Don't you love it? Didn't you love it? Didn't I love it? I love my dog. Her name's Matilda. She has the most innocent eyes that never fail to bring a smile to my face. But sometimes Matilda doesn't work hard. Sometimes she doesn't try hard. I wish you would work harder. I wish you would try harder. I wish you would work hard enough. I wish you would try hard enough. I wish you would want to work hard enough. Why isn't she enough? Why isn't she enough? Why aren't I enough? Why? I'm sorry, I got a little off track there. Whenever Matilda does finally put in any effort to get anything done, I make sure to never congratulate her. But don't worry, it builds strengths, I say. I'm just wondering when Matilda's finally gonna grow up. All right, thank you. That's it.
Thank you. That was amazing. We really appreciate you sharing your poem. Next up, you may remember her as our master renegade instructor, our Econian TikTok extraordinaire. Next up, it's time to hear from our good friend, our very own, Char Rochelle, with her poem, If White People Didn't Exist.
Hi, I'm Char Rochelle, and this is my poem called If White People Didn't Exist. I saw this TikTok asking me what I'd do if white people didn't exist. And the truth is that, like almost every algebraic equation, there's infinite solutions. Don't get me wrong, I love the white people around me now, but most of the ones I've met haven't treated me with respect or with dignity because of the color of my skin. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. At the age of 5, I dealt with bullying because of the twist I simply used to protect my hair, even though as kids, we're always supposed to play fair. At the age of 7, a guidance counselor pulled me away from class, assuming that I didn't have a father because of my sass, because all Black kids don't have a father, right? At the age of 11, getting called the M-word because it's just a friendly word. There's no history behind it. There's not textbook with pages describing the degradation of Blacks or the stereotypes forced onto my people. But we shouldn't talk about the history because that's in the past, right? Younger me getting into small fights, they assumed I was angry because I'm where I'm from, yet I lived in the most whitewashed neighborhood. 2 Black families to cover up their subtle racism, because 2 Black families is enough diversity, or call me a fool. No Black people around, just 2 Black families out of many white families. But what would I do if white people didn't exist? And my solution is I'd breathe. I'd breathe every breath on a 2.23 mile feeling free, the one carrying me and my spirit along. I'd breathe peacefully, playing with toy guns in the park along with my friends. Not a single thought on if I'd live or die. I'd breathe the sweet air as I walk home with my hood on and a pack of Skittles to keep me satisfied. I'd breathe air as I slept in my bed comfy, knowing I will wake up the next day. I know that my dad will have a knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. If white people didn't exist, some of the trauma I have wouldn't be here. The nasty comments behind my back, calling me the N-word with a hard R. The teachers who had no belief in me wouldn't exist. The surprise that I'm smart because Black people can't be smart would be gone. I talk more using my AAV, the child anyways, the period poop would be painted throughout my language because it's not ghetto, it's my culture. It was the language used to unite us. I use it because I can. No judgment involved. I'd let myself be me because the stereotypes that defined me to most people would be gone. I'd scream at the top of my lungs that I am happy, I am free, I'm gonna be okay because I'm not going to deal with the nonsense, the uneducated people who refuse to get educated. It's a privilege to not have to get educated. It's a privilege to ignore what is happening. It's a privilege to not have to worry about your right to live being taken into somebody's hands because of the color of your skin. Because for me, that's life has ever been. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't hate white people. Not all. The ones I've encountered haven't been so kind, though. I know it seems unfair for you to say I hate Black people, but I can say I hate white people. But this comes from my experience, my people's experience, and mine. Ours is just so different. We were so oppressed, they had to make laws for us. We have Black culture because most of us don't know where we come from. They washed our history away, replacing it with the term American. It must be nice getting to know your history because that's all school teachers teach about. They even gave you an AP class for your history. Our history is so useless, they only gave us an elective. Black people have been through so much, and that includes me. I get it, it's hard to admit you have privilege, but it's what you do with it. So please just understand why my life just might be easier without a lot of y'all in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shar. Powerful. Shar's, that piece was also featured on our website for the Echo's Black History Month featured pieces. So go check that out at steinbrennerecho.com. We really appreciate hearing that again tonight, though. As for the chat, I can't dance. I'm allergic to everything. So what do you want me to, like, say that won't get me suspended? Send suggestions in the chat, and
It's a different performer. Hold on.
and I'll be right back in just a minute. If you have other things unfood or dance related that you would like me to do, I'll consider them as well. Remember to go to savetheecho.com. And the more you donate, the more likely I am to do the things you want me to do. So there's that. Are we ready? We ready? All right. I'll be right back after another freaking grief poem by Lance Elliott Hill.
Hi. I'm making sure I'm gonna give it a second because like lag. This is a poem I wrote titled Another Freaking Grief Poem. When someone dies, nothing is the same. When someone leaves, nothing is the same. When you leave someone, nothing is the same. No, when someone is gone, nothing is the same. Nothing. And when someone is gone, you wake up every day and your first thought is, oh yeah, I'm alone. When someone is gone, it feels like somebody is ripping out your chest. When someone is gone, it feels like you don't have the right to be this upset. When someone is gone, nothing is the same. When someone is gone, you see their favorite ice cream flavor and you start to cry because they're not around to share it with you anymore. When someone is gone, you can't bake cranberry muffins because the last time you made it, it was for them. And it doesn't matter that he didn't like them. It doesn't matter that there are a million things that would be more logical reminders because he is gone. When someone is gone, you start writing letters as if they're ever going to see them because you don't know what else to do. Because they are the only person in the world you want to talk to about missing them. And when someone is gone, those letters get deleted somehow. And you lose your ever-loving mind because you have just lost them all over again. When someone is gone, nothing is the same. When someone is gone, everything is the same. When someone is gone, you feel like the world should stop. You get angry at people for living their lives. You get angry that anybody could go on with this person that you clearly can't. When someone is gone, you feel like the sky should fall and the world should end and everything should burn because they are gone and it's not fair. It's not fair. When someone is gone, too many things are the same that shouldn't be. When someone is gone, every day feels the same. Every day feels like a piece of a whole. Every day feels like a reminder. And people keep looking at you, waiting for you to get normal again. They look at you expecting you to stop being so sad. They look at you expecting you to get through your day, to keep going through your life as if you aren't dying from the inside out. When someone is gone, nothing is the same. When someone is gone, you can't look at your own room anymore because they were in it. And after too many someones have been gone, you don't let people in your room anymore. After you've lost too much, you don't like seeing people anymore. When someone is gone, every relationship, every friendship feels like a risk. When you're not going to take again, when someone is gone, you stay inside. When someone is gone, you don't see the point of being reminded, even though being alone will only make it worse. When someone is gone, your other friends try so hard to get you out of the house. When someone is gone, your friend throws you a birthday party, completely planned by them because you want a party, because you don't want anything anymore. When someone is gone, you feel like you will never be okay again. When someone is gone, you feel like you will never be you again. The world is gray and the colors are gone and you are alone. When someone is gone, you yell at the universe for taking them away from you and you beg and you beg and you beg and you beg for them to come back and it never works, but you don't stop doing it because maybe one day it will. When someone is gone, it is beyond words. You feel like every cliche poem, every song, every story you read or written or sung is true because there is nothing more specific than grief. There is nothing more specific than staring at a golf ball on your dresser and crying and no one understands why. Grief is hard. It's hard and it's slow. And when someone is gone, you feel like you will never be okay again. You feel like you will never stop grieving. And to a degree, that's true. Because you never stop grieving. At least I haven't. At least the people I know haven't. You don't stop. But it stops hurting as much and you go outside and you see people again and making new friends doesn't feel as much like a betrayal as it used to and letting people into your life doesn't feel so pointless. When someone is gone, most things are not the same. When someone is gone, a lot isn't the same. And if you understand this poem, if you feel what I'm saying in your bones, I love you. I love you and they love you and I'm sorry. I am so sorry that you lost them and I know I can't fix it. I know you can't stop thinking about it and I want you to know that that's okay. I want you to know that for a really long time, all you're going to be able to think about is the fact that they're gone, but I also want you to know that you're going to be okay. I want you to know that when someone is gone, you grieve and you cry and you scream, and then you take the hole inside of you and you learn to live with it. And you bake muffins again, and it might take you a year and 6 days, not that you're counting, but you bake muffins again, and the grief never goes away. And you can't look at golf balls the same, but you're okay. You will be okay. You will trust again. You will love again. I swear to you, because here's what I've learned. When someone is gone, life has changed forever. But it doesn't end. Thank you so much for having me.
Lance Elliott Hill, that was incredible. Thank you. Thank you. I want to check back in with the chat. We had kind of an open, we left it a little open-ended there. Chat, what's going on?
Okay, Evan, so they want us to play rock, paper, scissors, and then whoever loses has to buy the other cake.
Okay, I don't know if you heard Allie. She just said that we're going to play rock, paper, scissors, and whoever loses has to buy the other one cake.
How could we make this more interesting?
What if whoever donates the most money for the whole stream gets to decide what we write on the cake?
I like that idea.
Do you like that?
Yes.
Okay. We'll contact you. Whoever donates the most, you'll get your own message on a cake. Yeah. Ready?
Yes. Oh no.
You're buying me cake, Allie.
I am buying.
I can't really eat cake.
I have to make sure you can eat it though.
Oh, that's gonna be a challenge. All right, whoever donates the most, Allie will be reaching out for what to put on my cake. All right, leave all your more suggestions in the chat. Yeah, do that. We only have 2 poems left. So sad. And then we're gonna be closing out with a classic song from Marcus Smith. But next up, Curious Love by the Echo's own Emma Bunkley.
I don't know how it feels to be loved. I haven't felt my heart being tugged, hands touching, sending electricity coursing through your veins, not being able to wipe the smile off your face, the butterflies you get when you think of them, the rush of emotions uncondemned. I don't know if it's my need to rush the experience or my curiosity to all things mysterious, but I haven't felt the romance of a relationship. And I don't mean the middle school boys I always let slip, the hugs that meant we were together, no. I mean real love, the kind that makes your world spin, the kind that leaves my emotions filled to the brim, the comfort of feeling safe in their arms, not a sense of risk. But isn't that it? The exhilaration that maybe this isn't the right one, because love seems so risky when it's all done. With the safety of them comes the possibility of feeling broken. With the joy comes the heartbreak, but that's unspoken. A game of Jeopardy played between 2 hearts. Some pairings are doomed before it even starts. Love looks so tricky, like an eerie mistress to all things comfortable. So I don't know why it's always so preferable, though I've never felt love. I've seen it between 2 hearts that didn't quit, the doubt, the heartbreaks, the nights spent together. Still, they stay hand in hand through the stormy weather. It's the not giving up, the perseverance to stay. The words are difficult for me to say. I can't say I love you because I don't know what that means. And when love has that sense of falsity, is it really love in the first place? But then again, I don't know how it feels to be loved.
Thank you so much, Emma. Thank you so much. We're coming to a close here. We have a few more pieces for you, but I just want to say thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you for donating at SaveTheEcho.com. Thank you for all of the support we've received. We really appreciate it, especially our alumni. It means so much to us that some of you, even 10 years later, are still coming back to support us. So we really appreciate you and just this great organization that you've helped build. So thank you for that. Thank you for our poets. Thank you for everything you've done this evening. Thank you all for the praise in the chat. Keep that going. Keep your ideas in the chat going. This has been so much fun. Thank you for the last 10 years. This has been, the Echo's just such a wild ride. And we're so grateful for every moment along the way. We're thankful for Mr. Vona especially and his role in starting all of this and helping all of us have this great space and this great class and this great club and it's a great magazine. So thank you all. It's a safe space for all of us to express ourselves, and all the poets and writers and musicians you've seen tonight clearly have felt some form of that safe space. So we thank you, Mr. Vona, and everyone here tonight for supporting that. Next up, our last poem of the night is going to be from this year's editor-in-chief. It's called Perfect Poison, and performing it is our very own Grace Bielman. Take it away, Grace.
Hi, everybody. This is called Perfect Poison. Take a stroll through the perfect gated neighborhood called our home, built on the bodies of those forced out. We've become accustomed to the dying of the green, replaced with turf-lined sustainable spaces perfectly petrifying any sign of life. Coffee grounds replace the dirt brewed to be whitewashed cappuccinos named after murdering colonial heroes. It's rooted in Columbus Street, as if there was never a native lover. Our great history lies in the perfectly paved roads as the blood of the forgotten floats down the gutter. At the elementary, they teach the children about Dr. Seuss, green eggs and ham, and blackface scandals that don't take away their chance at college. Moms go to daily Pilates studios and dads go to tech startups where the forced out slave away in menial janitorial jobs, wiping the sweat off the parents' foreheads. The children grow to middle school with Huck Finn while their parents sip IPAs and glance past the sin of a hate crime 2 blocks away. They bike around town after school and run away from the homeless man pushing his whole life in a cart on their way to his old home, which is now a luxury condo. In high school, they use their rebellious minds filled with their parents' hatred to spew slurs like vomit out of their mouths at weekend parties. They discover internet activism and wonder why they don't have any Black friends, posting Black squares to show they care while their friendly neighborhood cops patrol looking for necks to kneel on. They're lovers of a perfect place, poisoned by the white phone, and I am one, a reluctant bystander who blows bubbles with the poison. But here I stand in the gentrifying, dying, green, petrifying, turf-lined, sustainable space I call home. Thank you.
All right, everyone. We are almost to a close. Come on, everyone, get in, get in. Oh, that's okay. This is everyone in the Echo. Not all of them are here, but everyone here helped make this such an amazing night. So we really thank you. It wouldn't be a Poetry Cafe, of course, without all of them, but also without all of you. And it definitely wouldn't be a Poetry Cafe without Marcus Smith closing us out with a song. So, just one more thank you. Remember to go to SaveTheEcho.com if you haven't already. There's lots of great things for you to buy.
You can purchase and donate until March 5th.
Yes, it's still magazines. But thank you so much for supporting us, supporting me, supporting your fellow performers and writers and musicians. And have a great night. Here's Marcus Smith playing Cover of Nose on the Grindstone.
Hey guys, I'm the only redhead that decided to show up for the alumni part of this at NOAA. This is for you. You should stay working hard, but you should also help out the Poetry Cafe, man. That's rough. Check your DMs, bro. Daddy worked like a mule mining Pike County coal. He messed up his back and didn't work anymore. He said one of these days you'll get out of these hills. Keep your nose on the grindstone, out of the pills. See, the ways of this world will just bring you to tears. Keep the Lord in your heart, you'll have nothing to fear. Do the best that you can, and don't lie, don't steal. Keep your nose on the grindstone, out of the pills. Daddy, I've been trying, I just can't catch a break. There's too much in this world that a man has to take. I remember your words, Lord, they bring me chills. Keep your nose on the grindstone, out of the pills. that's just as good as his word. It takes twice as long to build bridges you've burned. And there's hurt you can cause, time alone cannot heal. Keep your nose on the grindstone, out of the pill. Well, Daddy, I've been trying, I just can't catch a break. There's too much in this world that I can't seem to shake. But I remember your words, Lord, they bring me chills. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of the pills.